Every Halloween, we carve smiling pumpkins. We dress up like monsters and ghosts. We decorate our homes with skeletons, spiders, and flickering lights. And we send our kids to knock on strangers' doors for candy. Seems harmless, right? But have you ever stopped to ask why we do this? Where did these strange traditions come from? Why do we celebrate fear, death, and the dead? The truth is, Halloween wasn't always fun and games. Its roots are ancient. Its origins, dark, mysterious, and sometimes terrifying. You're about to discover the twisted past hiding behind the mask. It all began over 2,000 years ago with the ancient Celts. They didn't call it Halloween. They called it Samhain. It marked the end of the harvest and the start of winter, the season of death. The Celts believed that on the night of October 31st, the barrier between the living and the dead disappeared. Spirits, both kind and cruel, could cross into the world of the living. Ghosts wandered the land. The dead could visit the living, or drag them into the other world. To protect themselves, people built huge bonfires. They dressed in animal skins and masks to confuse the spirits. They left food outside their doors as offerings to restless souls. It was a night of fear, a night of fire, a night of survival. But as Christianity spread across Europe, the church faced a dilemma. They couldn't erase these old traditions. So, they adapted them. Samhain became All Hallows Eve, the night before All Saints' Day. Suddenly, it was a Christian celebration, in name. But underneath the prayers and candles, the old fears still burned. The spirits were still there. Only now they wore different faces. One of the strangest Halloween traditions? Trick-or-treating. But it didn't start with candy. It began in medieval Europe, with something called souling. On All Souls' Day, the poor would go door to door, offering prayers for the dead in exchange for food, soul cakes. It was a spiritual bargain, a trade between the living and the dead. But over time, the prayers faded. Children replaced the beggars. And instead of cakes, it became candy. Trick or treat, a sweetened version of an old ritual. But the threat was real once. Give us something or we might curse your home. And those costumes we wear? They weren't always about fun. In ancient times, people believed spirits would try to possess the living. So, to hide, they wore disguises. They became the thing they feared. Masks were shields. Costumes were protection. But as centuries passed, we forgot the reason. Now we wear costumes to scare, or to be scared. We laugh at death. We flirt with darkness. But deep down, something primal still lingers. We still fear what we don't understand. We still wonder what lies beyond death. And Halloween lets us play with that fear. Safely. Today, Halloween is a billion-dollar industry. There are haunted houses on every corner, horror movies in every theater, and costumes in every style imaginable, from silly to sinister. But don't be fooled. The bones of Halloween are still ancient, still rooted in fire, in fear, and in the unknown. We still light candles to guide lost souls. We still gather around glowing pumpkins, echoes of ancient bonfires. We still tell ghost stories, hoping they're not true. So next time you step outside on Halloween night, when the wind is cold and the moon is full, when leaves crunch under your feet and shadows stretch just a little too long, ask yourself, are you alone? Or is someone, or something, walking beside you? Because on this night, the veil is still thin, the spirits still wander, and the dead? They still remember. You're not just celebrating a holiday, you're honoring a ritual, one older than you can imagine, one born from fire and fear. And Halloween? It's the one night we let the darkness in and call it fun.